Why do you say in your paper that the topic of tariffs on China deserves a distinct discussion? What is so special, so unique about this relationship that we need to take it separately from the discussion we've had so far about nearshoring, about North America, Latin America, Europe? Why so unique?
I think China has been China in the first Trump administration. China was identified as a strategic competitor, and that it is not a trading partner that the administration was comfortable having. They felt that economically there were too many subsidies and too many benefits that China had that the U.S. didn't have. From a security standpoint, there was a lot of focus that that the Chinese government and the U.S. government really can't be sharing sensitive technologies. And I think that's been highlighted by the continuation of the fairly aggressive stance in the Biden administration via the CHIPS Act, looking at export controls on semiconductors. All of this is, moving along those lines, that China is seen as a security competitor and an unfair economic competitor. And I think that, this current administration, what we've seen so far is the one country that, has faced the threat of tariffs, has had tariffs put on and not had them delayed or adjusted or really even a substantive phone call, is China. You've had, some talks back and forth, but it's very superficial. I think that this is only likely to continue. I think that, we need to think about a rewiring. In my opinion, I think, the Trump administration is probably willing to negotiate and meet somewhere, maybe not quite the middle, maybe a little past the middle. For most countries, whether we're talking in North America or with Europe, it's going to be a messy negotiation back and forth. But I think that tariffs might be used as a leverage point to try to rewrite some of these trading deals. But the idea is, there will be a new equilibrium that's found. With China, I don't believe that's the case. I don't think that this administration is going to try to work out a deal where we find a new trading equilibrium and then we can start building, building on that. So it's my opinion that with each announcement, if whoever gets layered with tariffs, China is going to get layered that much more, and it's going to be permanent. So the Chinese have been also, very cautious in the, in the way that their retaliatory tariffs in response to the U.S. They've been fairly light. China's economy still remains in a very vulnerable position. And I think that, the government's kind of acknowledge the Chinese government is acknowledging that they do not want, as they did with Trump in his first administration, to face, an aggressive, tit for tat retaliatory response, as we had seen in the last administration, because that could be economically devastating. I think following the NPC that we saw 2 weeks ago in China, that the fiscal impulse that they are, pushing forward is kind of less than, I think, the upper end of expectation of markets, but it's enough to try to continue to manage their economy and keep their economy afloat while they work through the very large debt crisis that they are in. And that's going to take multiple years for them, to work out. And in the face of that, they don't want a very strong negative exogenous shock from the United States to, upset their economy. But, if the Trump administration decides that all the sectoral tariffs also go on China in a one-time, effort, we need to keep a close eye on the Chinese economy, that, that doesn't tip it over. But I put China in its own bucket for the structural reason that I think it is very much deemed a strategic competitor, not only economically, but from a national security standpoint as well.
Okay, well, on that note, Bill, we want to be very grateful for your time. If you give us the opportunity, we'll be talking with you about this the rest of the afternoon, and then go into other topics having to do with international trade, investments, etc. So hopefully we'll get the opportunity to speak to you once again at some point in the near future. In the meantime, thank you for all of this. Thank you for Alicia for their support, and for to Fund Society for publishing this discussion. If anybody wants to learn more, down here, you'll get the www.doublelineusage.com, where you'll learn about our offshore products for international investors. Alicia?
Thank you very much, Joel, William. It has been really a pleasure to speak with you today. And well, let's follow up with this conversation, because I'm sure there's a lot more to come. So much volatility in the markets for this year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.